So, apparently I'm a witch.
Cause she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch!
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Hello, the witch is back. The first time I said it, I was muted, but also I did sound very much like Euphigenia Dootfire. For some reason, it came out in a Scottish accent. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Apologies for a few minutes, running a few minutes late today. I just needed to go for a wee. I know, right? So I needed to run for a wee and to go and pick up this other light. But good evening, everybody. Probably, my darling. Probably, Nanette. Hello, my love. Probably. Yeah, probably. Dogs are very good at sensing those big changes and things, and it takes them a while to understand. So if Jack is used to having grandma around, which he obviously is, then because she's in hospital, he'll be going, oh, I don't know where she is. Like, where's my grandma gone? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that is exactly why. But well spotted for thinking that through. Also, I've just realised I've got the wrong blooming logo on, haven't I? Hang on, there we go. We'll swap it over. There we go. Look. That's not what I wanted to do. Anyway, good evening. Who is here? Who is here? Let's have a look. How is your grandma, by the way, Nanette? I hope everything's doing... I hope she's doing well. What is going on? Good evening to Cherry Blossom, it looks like. I can't even... Why is my chat acting weird already? Right then, so good evening to Dormouse. Hello. Good evening to Sarah. Good evening to Patricia. Good evening to Cherry Blossom. Good evening to you, my love. Good evening to... Who else have I missed? I've said good evening. Oh, thank you. Earrings are not too long as heck. What? I love earrings are not too long as heck. I have a short... Oh, you've got a short neck. Okay. Well, these are the length of the Lilia ones because I am wearing them. Because obviously she did the tarot, so I do the tarot. So that's why I'm wearing them today. I just did. Okay. She's as good as well as can be expected. That sounds good, Nanette. That sounds hopeful and that sounds strong. Thank you, my darling. They will be going live officially on the 28th of April. It was actually the 27th. They'll be on the 27th. So I think it should go live just as I go live on the YouTubes. I think I've got it set for 7 o'clock. So they will be available on through Beyond thewitchesrow.co.uk. If you click, there will be a direct link to the eBay account where they're all on. Good evening to Holland. I've just seen you there, my darling. And good evening to Spiritual Inspiration. Hello, my love. Good morning. Good evening to you. Happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. Happy Chocolate Egg Day if you celebrate chocolate eggs. Happy Sunday the whatever if you celebrate Sunday the whatever. What is it? Sunday the 20th. Happy 20th of April for those of you that celebrate the 20th of April. So yes, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Let me just make sure I've got the right version of the chat up. So then everybody, hopefully hopefully, those of you that have been here before will know what is happening. But we are going to be doing some tarot reading on this here channel. Now, as always, there are some housekeeping rules, so we'll go through those in just a little bit. But basically, the housekeeping rules on this channel are very, very, very simple. They are on the bottom of the screen. It basically, you've got to be 18 years of age or over. Okay, please do not come on here if you are a young person, 13 or 14 years of age, and you are in your first flush of love. Oh, I'm in first flush of love, and you are wanting to go and do the doodah, and oh, should I? Is Bob the right for me? I am 14 and I am in love with Bob, who is in Mrs. Williams' class. Do they still do? Is that still what happens? Do young people still do that? Anyway, if you are an under 18-year-old, yeah, don't ask me, because it's uncomfortable reading for people under the age of 18, which is why I don't do it. Also, as you may know, here on the interwebs, we've got to be careful of our privacy, right? Listen, you would not put your bank details on screen, would you? You would not type in the chat, oh, what is your bank account and sort code number? What is the long number across the middle of your debit card and credit card? And what was the expiration date again? And those three numbers, what were they? You wouldn't do that. But as I always say, quite often in the past, in the comments, people will say something like, oh, I've just moved into a new house. It's the big red one opposite the church. And people think that that's fine because you've not named where you are. But then in a few comments down, that same person would say something like, I've just moved to Billingham. That is a place, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure it's a place. Anyway, and then all it takes is somebody to go, let's look for, on Google satellite map thing, Google World, let's look for a big red house opposite a church in Billingham. And then they've got your address. And from there, they can do all sorts of things. So please do keep your digital privacy private, if that makes sense. Don't dox yourself. There is some more, but I'm going to play this to remind you all. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or anytime in the future. Absolutely, that is very, very, very important. It really, really is. So then, if you're new here, there are two ways that you can get a tarot reading. The first way is to wait until I open up a round. When I do, you'll hear this noise. That tells you that a round is open. At that point, all you need to do is put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Then one of those will get selected at random and I will read for that person. If, however, if you are sat there thinking, oh my God, Lisa, I really need to know, is Bob the right person for me? Or am I going to get that new job? Or whatever it is, if you've got a burning question that you are really, really eager for me to answer or for the cards to answer, then do please send it through as a super chat. Any amount will get you into the next available slot on the list. Okay, there isn't really a list, but it will get you the next available reading. If I get more than one super chat at the same time, I'll read them in the order they come in. And if you want a longer reading, a 7-card reading, a 6-card reading, sometimes it's even been a 10-card reading, depending on what the cards require, then at that point, if you want one of those in a lot more detail, just send a super chat of £8 UK or $10 US or more, and that will come through, and then you'll get that longer reading. My Fiverr gig, Gid. My Fiverr gig is back up and running, so do just look for Beyond Authentic, spelt the same way as this. Have a look for that everywhere. In fact, it's on the it's on Fiverr, it's on what's it called, eBay. That's where the earrings are going to be going up. It's everywhere basically. It's on Instagram. So if you're looking for that, do please go and check those out. Right then, let's just have a look. So I think it's time. Oh, hang on. What's this? You have told before different things about where you live, but you think it's a survey. No one's going to know. And you don't do it in the same time because you live in South Carolina, which is a big city. Don't say where you live. Retail and isn't going to be, well, tell anyone anything because I've got like 271 incorporated cities and towns. Oh, okay. Isn't South Carolina, is that a state? Or is that just, am I thinking South Dakota? I'm thinking South Dakota. There you go. I know I'm good with the geography, aren't I? What is Fiverr? Fiverr, Fiverr, Fiverr.com is a website where you can hire freelancers. So if you want somebody to, I don't know, design you a website, there are people there to do that. If you want somebody to do a logo design, there are people there that you can employ to do that. If you want somebody to be an ad hoc accountant for your business, you can hire them on Fiverr. You can pretty much hire anybody on Fiverr to do virtually anything within reason, if you get what I'm saying. So if you wanted, say if you were thinking, do you know what? I really love tarot, right? I love the tarot so much. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it. And I would love to have my very own deck, right? I would love to have my very own tarot deck. And that is something that I definitely do want, right? Say, for example, that is what you were wanting. There we go. You could employ somebody on Fiverr to draw a version of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck for you, and you'd come up with a fee. So you might say there's 78 cards, I'll pay you £20 per card. That person might say, okay. I mean, they'd be stupid to, because, you know, there's a lot. But yeah, Fiverr.com, it's where lots of people go to book gigs. So there will be, you know, people that do that. You know the people that do this and they go, in a world full of pain, Jack knew that he was the only boy for Deborah. However, little did they know that this Easter they'd get more than just eggs to bargain with. Coming soon, Hoppy Easter, the bunny killer, or I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but you know what I mean? Like people do voiceovers, or they'd get somebody going, now, no, hang on, what would it be? It'll be coming up next on BBC Radio 17 is this lovely song. Some of those people will be like, you can employ someone to do voiceover gigs and things, if that makes sense. Aesthetic Delta, good evening to you. You're not a cave woman, my darling. I am chronically online, right? Partly because of everything that I'm doing with the earrings and the Witch's Road and things like that. I am chronically online. So it's just who I am. You're going to go for a walk to the store and be back in about an hour. Okay, my darling, have fun at the store. Don't buy anything that you shouldn't, and don't forget milk. Everybody always needs milk. Everybody always needs milk. I need gluten-free bread, but I can't find any in my local shops at the moment because it has to be brown bread because of Slimming World. But anyway, right then, so hopefully I've explained what Fiverr is. But yeah, I've got a gig up on Fiverr, Beyond Authentic. Just look for that and you'll find it. You can go and book private tarot readings up there if you want. And you can even book a live one-to-one. I know, right? It's all available. It's all go up there. You can even book witchcrafty type things up there as well. It's a very interesting website. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. I can't remember. Can't have been important. Shall we start a round? Shall we start a round? Do you think we should? Does anybody here want a tarot reading? If anybody wants a tarot reading, I need to do the magic button. There we go. So then the round is now officially open. So if you would like a tarot reading, there are 2 ways to get it. As I said, go ahead and do one of those things. In case you've forgotten what I've said already, here's a handy dandy trip to a lovely waterfall that will remind you. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Exactly. Just ask any of our mods. The mods are incredibly lovely people. You can tell a moderator because their name is in blue and they have a wee little spanner next to their name, a doodah. We still don't know whether it's a wrench or a spanner. I think they're the same thing. I don't know. I'm not at all mechanically, that's the word I'm looking for, mechanically minded, but do have a wee look. Right then, so keeper of the questions, who have we got? Country Love Homestead, good evening to you. You're definitely buying something you shouldn't. Ooh, be careful, my darling. Is that Delta 8? I've heard about Delta 8. Right, so good evening to Rabina as well. Hello, my darling. Who have we got? Spiritual Inspiration has been selected. Right, hang on. Spiritual Inspiration. Hang on. I don't think I saw their question. Did I see their question? Hang on a sec. Hang on. I need to go up. Oh, yes, I've got one. Haha. Yes. Can you have general spiritual advice? Okay, my darling. Hang on a second then. Let me just work this out. So my generalized spiritual advice would be if you're drinking vodka, Diet Coke is fine. If you're drinking gin, Diet Tonic is a bit awful. So a full fat tonic rather than a slimline is actually okay, but maybe like have the one little bottle between 2 glasses of gin. That's probably quite good. That would be my spiritual advice for spirits. I know, right? That was such a laboured joke. Was it even worth it in the end? I ask of you. I ask you, was that even worth it? Absolutely not, was it? It wasn't. I know. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. It really wasn't worth it. To make up for it, we're going to go ahead and get your reading started. I know. I'm so sorry. I thought I was going to be all nice and funny, ha ha, funny ha ha, funny ha ha, but no, it didn't work. Right then. So, spiritual inspiration. We've got a reading for you, a general inspiration, no, spiritual reading, a general spiritual advice reading. Okay, so we cleanse the space and we bring in Wispy. Good evening to Wispy. Good evening. Thank you for the reading, Wispy, on the members only live. That was an interesting experience. So then, we're back to the 3-card readings. So let's have a wee look. Spiritual Inspiration would like to know, can they have a general spiritual advice type reading, type situation, type deal? That's what they are looking for. General reading, type situation, type deal. Okay. Here we go then. So we're going to do, I tell you what, we'll do the very simple, where you are, what you need to know, and what the future opportunity is for you at this current time, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Hopefully, by the way, I have vixed. It's going to be one of those it's going to be one of those days, isn't it? It's going to be one of those live streams where my brain just does not want to brain. Hopefully I have fixed the focus thing, so we should be good to go tonight. Right then, let's have a look. And we're doing this. And here we go. So, where you are right now. Oh, right. First of all, hang on. I've got to do this every time. So, the first card that has dropped, my darling, is one of those scary, oh my God, I'm so scared cards, right? It is the devil. Now, this does not mean Satan, Lucifer, Old Nick, Old Scratch, Beelzebub, any of those other names. This is not the Christian idea of the devil, the horned thing in red with hooves and all of that. This is not that devil, right? This is a card that represents materialism. It represents being bound by contracts. It represents temptation. It does not at all in any way, shape or form represent 666 evil or any of that nonsense, right? It doesn't represent that. A bit like the death card means transformation or transition, this card means either temptation or being stuck in something. The devil's in the details, and that idea of the devil tempts you, right? That is what this card relates to. Please do not in any way, shape or form think that this is about old horny red tail chasing you into the gates of hell or anything like that, because it isn't. Okay, it really isn't. So then, that being said, we've got the devil in where you are. What you need to know, another major arcana, we've got the Hierophant, otherwise known as like the Pope. The Hierophant is quite often seen as the Pope, the papal image. And we've got the Ten of Cups in the potential outcome. By the way, as always, well, not as always, but I am using the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck. I love this one. Love it, love it, love it. So then, we have the devil. So, as I say, what does the devil represent? Well, this could represent a materialistic element in your life right now. This could be a materialism thing. This could also be, listen, this idea here of the puppet master, someone else pulling your strings, okay? This can also be something that you might need to be a little bit aware of. At the moment, you're asking for general spiritual advice. I think this is more than likely going to be where this card is heading. This idea that perhaps you... Okay, Whisper, give me that again. Perhaps there isn't as much autonomy in your actions as you think. Does that make sense? It's like it's almost a manipulation. It's almost like you're being nudged in a direction from somebody close to you, which would be the puppet master in this case. By the way, in terms of the pentacle, please don't worry about the fact that it's the upright, the reverse pentacle, sorry. I always say, and you'll hear me say this on lots of readings, the pentacle represents spirit, which is the first point, above earth, air, fire, water. So it's our spiritual self above our physical self. When it's reversed, so it looks more like that, it is literally us putting our physical self above the needs of our spiritual self. And sometimes in life we have to do that, right? That's all this represents. This is talking about earthly needs, right? So this is talking very much about your own. This is not necessarily the time to be looking at big, deep spiritual stuff. This is where you need to really focus on what is happening. How can I put it? What's happening closer to home, if you like. And the thing with this, this puppet master element keeps coming back to me. It really feels as if there is something going on. Somebody around you is almost a little bit coercive and trying to nudge you in a direction that maybe you don't want to go in. So just be aware of that. And the reason I'm saying that is because what you need to know position, we've got the Hierophant. The Hierophant in this deck, as you can see, is a scientist, a learned person. In some decks, the Hierophant is literally that papal figure. So they're talking about having the keys of knowledge, which you can see in this card are actually ethereal keys of knowledge. In other decks, it's depicted as actual keys, and it's like the keys to the kingdom of heaven, the keys to knowledge, the keys to understanding. The Hierophant is about asking questions. It's about looking for a teacher, looking for a guide. Okay, so this is what you need to know. So if somebody around you is perhaps... If somebody around you, right, is trying to nudge your spiritual life in a way that doesn't feel right for you, right? That doesn't feel authentic and genuine. This card is saying what you actually need to do is to maybe seek some advice, speak to a guru, speak to a teacher, speak to a leader and ask for help, right? The Hierophant is a great card in the deck. The Hierophant is equivalent to the Emperor. The Hierophant leads the spiritual needs of the deck. The Emperor leads the physical needs of the deck. So the Hierophant, in this case, the Hierophant is obviously the teacher, the librarian, the learned one, the scientist. In other decks, it is that more religious element. But this is literally showing you the way forward, the way out of this manipulation, the way to escape from being caught up in someone else's ideas of who you need to be, and spiritually what you need to believe is to ask your own questions and, oh gosh, seek out your own answers. Yeah?
Very sorry, my phone keeps cutting out while I'm trying to do it, so I've just put it back on twice.
Okay.
So I've just put it on to record and it just keeps
Cutting out.
It's on for like 5-10 minutes and then it cuts out again.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay.
So I've started doing it and then it just,
Well, just take pictures
as I'm doing it.
and we'll do it in photos.
I
Okay.
have to cook it again then
Okay, love.
after today.
Okay, we'll just use today as a dry run then. Sorry, my other half was just telling me that he's also currently filming for something, but apparently it's not going right. But okay, never mind. We tried. But obviously, we need a different camera. Anywho, so the Hierophant in the what you need to know. This is really talking about you need to go and find that trusted guru, that teacher role. Does that make sense? Hopefully, spiritual inspiration, that makes sense. It's literally saying, ask. Oh, I don't know if you can hear this music that's behind me. Somebody is having a party and it's really doing my head in because it's really distracting. But ask for that. Ask those questions. Ask for that guidance from somebody wiser, older, and more experienced, and maybe listen to them. Does that make sense, spiritual inspiration? I hope it does. The outcome or the future potential. We've got the 10 of Cups. Now, this is an interesting card. I think that there is some emotional element behind this. This isn't just about a spiritual journey, right? This isn't just about spiritual advice. This is really coming in. This devil card is starting to concern me. This coercive element. Now, very rarely do I ever talk about the coerciveness that the devil card brings, but for some reason I seem to be almost stuck on that word with this card, and the fact that I've got the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups, a lot of tarot readers will say this is a joyous card, a really like, oh, look how wonderfully inspirational and uplifting and romantic and emotionally fulfilling this card is. I don't see it that way. I see the 9 being full. The 10 is literally overflowing. The water here, the water, anytime you see water depicted in tarot, it's talking about our emotional state. This water is overflowing. It is spilling out everywhere. Do you know what I mean? It is literally spilling everywhere. There is too much going on. It feels like whoever this person is, whatever this element of being stuck, almost being stuck in a contract or stuck in an agreement, and having that. Oh, do you know what it almost feels like? You know, you've done a Scientology course and now that's it. You're being suckered in. If people want to go and believe Scientology, then that is your absolute right. I will never try and stop you, except to say it was invented by a sci-fi writer who said if he ever wanted to make serious money, he'd invent a religion. That's all I'm saying about it. Do you know what I mean? It almost feels though that you're like trapped somehow or stuck in this path, and for whatever reason it's like you need to ask some questions from other people that aren't on this same path, and that will then open you up emotionally, and that will then, you know, give you those emotional answers. But it doesn't feel as if that is going to be sunshine and flowers and rainbows and lollipops, because that 10 of Cups is that emotional side is going to be overflowing. So I don't know whether this is something where it's almost like you've got stuck in a situation you can't get out of, and once you realize that and you are then trying to get out of it, it's like that's going to come with its own problems and issues. Does that make sense? It's like, yes, you'll be free of this, but that in and of itself is going to deal with some really difficult emotions that are going to be overwhelming. I don't know if that helps at all, spiritual inspiration, my darling. I really hope it does. Please be careful. Whatever this card represents, this coercive element, there is a reason that Wispy has stuck me on this coercive word. And it doesn't need to be within a relationship. It doesn't need to be an abusive situation. It could just be following, getting in with the wrong crowd and following the wrong people. Do you know what I mean? I hope that helps, my darling. Seek some advice is what I would say. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for your question. And sorry for the interruption there halfway through. I think my other half forgot that this was the actual live stream rather than the members only. He pops in on the members only just to say hello to people because he knows some of the members. But yes, I think it might have just forgotten. But anyway, thank you, Spiritual Inspiration, for your question. I can see lots of chat happening. What's that? Pineapple juice and amaretto. I like amaretto. When I was working in bars and clubs and things, at the end I was a door hostess, a door whore as we call them, and basically I used to get free drinks, and so I would drink a double amaretto. No, it was a double vodka, double amaretto, double vodka in a pint glass or a tall glass with Diet Coke. Yeah. It was very strong, but because of the sweetness from the amaretto, it was nice. It was nice. I'm just going to move that light because I don't like the way it's glaring in my eyelids. It must be a lot. What the raspberry vodka? Raspberry vodka's nice. Raspberry vodka's nice. I do like it. There's a lot of things. Oh, thank you, my darling. Thank you for confirming. Right then, shall we have another round? Oh my god, no, I cannot stand tequila. Aesthetic Delta tequila. Ooh, just the smell of it makes me heave. Not hives. That's something else, isn't it? Just the smell of tequila makes me absolutely ill. I don't know what it is. I used to have the same reaction with any red wine, but that was only because when I was very young, and I'm talking very young, I was probably about 22. I went to a party, and there might or may not have been some smoky things being passed around. And I didn't do anything like that, but I might have done something at that party, smoky things, and then got the munchies. And the only thing there was left to eat was a Black Forest Ghetto, and the only drink there was what turns out to be very cheap red wine. So of course, in my munchied state, me and another person decided to eat some Black Forest Ghetto whilst drinking copious amounts of red wine whilst under the influence of smoky things. That did not end well. At all. So yes, red wine for the longest time, the mere smell of a corkscrew, smell of a cork was enough for me to go, ooh, no. And to this day, tequila still has that effect on me. I don't know how anybody can drink it. I don't know what it's supposed to smell like to me. It just smells of regret. I've got no idea. I know you're supposed to do the lemon and all of that. No idea how that's supposed to taste. To me, it just tastes of regret. That's all. And I think I've only ever had maybe 1 or 2 tequila shots in my life, and I'm now About 30, so I'm quite old now. Yeah. Culture Envy, oh my god, I know, right? Good evening to you. Melinda, good evening to you. We've got lots of lovely people here. Good evening to AM. Hi. I hope everybody is doing well. Shall we have another round? I think we should have another round. Shall we? You know what that means, everybody. It is time to get your questions in. It is time to get your questions in. The next round is officially open. You can see I've finally got everything working. So yes, do please go ahead and do the YouTubey things, by the way. Hit the no, Melinda, smoky things are very not legal in the UK. They are very, very not legal at all in the UK, which is why I have obviously never done them. I was talking about incense sticks. What's the statute on limitations on things like that? I think after 26 years, I probably can't be arrested for having once done a smoky thing, if that makes sense. Not that I did, of course. It was just an incense stick. And I'm sticking by that, my lad. Right then, I'm going to dig myself out of this potential... legal hole I've got myself into. Thanks. And I'm going to... Shall we just... I tell you what. Let's all go for a lovely, calm and lovely retreat around that there Stonehenge. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Yes, indeed. Yes, medical incense is quite utterly, that is quite right. Yes, I have heard tell of such things from the Americas. So then, Keeper of the Questions, who do we have? Who do we have for Keeper of the Questions? What question has been randomly selected? I love the way, Patricia, when I go, oh yeah, no, the smell of red wine. I can drink it now. It's not going to cause me any issues now, Patricia. Now I can drink it. I quite like a nice Merlot. Even though I don't drink anymore because, you know, Slimming World. Too many sins, too many calories. So who have we got? Hang on, I'm just waiting for the Keeper of the Questions because we do have... oh my gosh, hang on. Oh, that was for a second I was in the chat on the members only stream. That was very, very worrying. Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom. Sing Red Red Wine. Red Red Wine. Red Red Wine, you make me feel so fine. Keeping me happy all of the time. That was the remix, wasn't it? That was the remix version. Question. What hidden from me that I need to know? Okay, my darling, what is hidden from Cherry Blossom that we need, that Cherry Blossom needs to know? Let's have a wee look. I like that name, Cherry Blossom. That sounds absolutely lovely. UB40, yes, it was UB40 who sang Red Red Wine Keeps Me Rocking All of the Time. They did there was the original version, Melinda, and then they did an updated version which had that rap bit coming in the middle, which was a bit naff, to be honest. Anywho, Wispy, Cherry Blossom would like to know what that's hidden from them. Do they need to know, if that makes sense? What do they need to know that's currently hidden from them? That's what we want to know. What do they need to know that is currently hidden? You what? Your son came out of an induced coma singing Red Red Wine after a car accident? Oh my gosh. I mean, it could be worse. Could have been singing a Cliff Richard song or something, but you know. I like driving in my car. Madness. That would have been a better thing for me to say rather than Cliff Richard, but you know, whatever. Right then, so Cherry Blossom, let's have a look for you. I'm not going to do a past, present or future or anything like that. We're going to read all 3 cards, Wispy. We're going to read all 3 cards together. So what is the hidden knowledge that Cherry Blossom needs to know? Ooh, right. We've got a 4, 5 and a 6, not in that order. So, and not suited either. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is whatever their issues are that are happening right now around you, you are moving with them. You are not dealing with your issues. You are simply changing the location those issues are affecting you in. So whatever's going on, whatever issues these are, because Swords is, for me, trouble and strife. It's those, the hardships, the challenges, the lessons that we have to learn along the way. Okay. It can also mean ideas, but invariably, especially with this deck, it's got that negative connotation of hurdles. Now, not all hurdles are negative. Not all challenges are negative. It's how we learn in life, right? It is what we need to go through so that we can understand the way that the world, or our world, works. But the 6 is saying, so 6 is for me all about groups of people, communities, friend circles, family circles. This is saying that whatever issues you have within your circle, you are simply moving, right? So your circle might change. For instance, you might go away to college, but the same issues that you had with a friendship circle, you're just moving those issues with you to college. Does that make sense, my darling? Whatever family issues that are there, it's like nothing is ever being dealt with. It's just being moved. Now, that in itself is interesting, but we've got on top the 4 of Pentacles. Pentacles is about growth in this instance, right? It can be work, career, finances, money, but in this instance, because it connects to the earth element, we're looking at growth. We're looking at how your life moves forward. All of these sort of esoteric ideas. And the thing is, 4s are about stability. 4 table legs, 4 chair legs. This here, this 4 of Pentacles, when it's reversed, it's not just stable, it's stagnant. So these issues that you are moving to, you're moving forward with, they're not getting dealt with. They're not getting dealt with, my darling. They're just being left. And the thing is, we all know if a wound isn't dressed and cleaned and dressed properly, it goes rancid, it goes bad, right? It necrodes. And that is what this is saying. It's like the issues are just being moved forward. They're always like, they're not even being brushed under the rug. They're just being ignored. And when that happens, this stagnancy kicks in. And that stagnancy, the energy around it is stagnant. It's a pool of water is going to get mosquitoes and midges and gnats and all of those horrible, horrible creatures in. And it's that constant it's that constant shift, if that makes sense, because this idea of this stagnancy, that shift doesn't happen, that water doesn't flow, it keeps everything. So even though you're moving the issues physically, there's no emotional growth, there's no healing, there's no dealing with things. Everything is just kind of consistently being not spoken about and ignored. And it is that thing, you're like, oh, I've got a little cut. A friend of mine years ago got a glass splinter in her heel and she left it. She was diabetic. She thought she got it out, but she didn't really do anything with it, didn't dress it, didn't put anything on it, and it got a bit red and infected, and she left that and didn't do anything. And within 6 months she had to have half of her foot removed because it had got so badly infected, and she nearly lost her foot because of it, her whole foot. And this is that little splinter, that little tiny thing that is just, it's just stuck in there, right? It's just stuck in there. And unless you deal with it, that little splinter, that little slither of issue that isn't being dealt with, it just stagnates, ferments, goes bad, becomes rancid, necrodes. It's not good. You've then got the 5 of Swords reversed coming in as well. The 5 of Swords. 5s are a card of turmoil. Okay, 5s are a card. You're halfway through the suit. You're halfway through. You're looking back at what you've done. You're looking forward. You're not concentrating on the now. You're too busy being pulled from what's ahead and what's behind. So you're not able to deal with anything in the now. Does that make sense? It's worse because it's also reversed. And it's a sword. So again, you've got this idea of the swords, this idea of those hurdles and challenges that are a natural part of life. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. This is how we adapt and change. Hurdles are fantastic. It's how we learn not to put your finger in a boiling cup of coffee because it will burn. Not to, you know, when you fall over, right, you need to put your arms out, because if not, you're going to bang your head. This is how we learn these things as we're growing up, when we learn to walk, how we learn to run, how we learn to do anything. But this card is saying that whatever these lessons are, you aren't learning them, my darling, because you're ignoring, or let me rephrase that. You're aware of the issues, you're just not dealing with them, right? So you're looking for, again, you're looking ahead, you're looking behind, but in the now, nothing is happening, right? So all of these cards are talking about whatever is going on in your life right now, my darling. This Five of Swords is saying, look, you actually know what I'm talking about right now. You know exactly what these cards are saying. In fact, there's probably a part of you going, all right, Lisa, you can shut up now. I get it, I understand. Because this is something that you are very aware of. Because not only is this you looking forward and back and forward and back, this is you actively not looking or not thinking about the giant pink elephant in the room, right? I bet now, look out the corner of your eye. Can you see that giant pink elephant? Probably can't, but you thought about it, didn't you? You thought about a giant pink elephant. You know exactly what a giant pink elephant looks like to you, because I've just said that 3 times. So in your mind's eye, at least for a split second, there was a giant pink elephant. Possibly with a bow tie, I don't know. And that is the thing with this. That is the thing with this, my darling. Because you aren't moving forward, that's where you're stuck. I hope that helps. I really, really do. I think you need to deal with whatever this issue, whatever this is, it needs to be dealt with, right? A bit like that slither of glass, that slither of splinter. You need to get a very sharp needle, put it over the kettle, or sterilize it, or get some really good tweezers, and you need to pluck it out and deal with it. Otherwise it's going to go bad and things are not going to look good in the weeks and months to come. I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. Thank you very much for your question, Cherry. Right then, let's have a wee look at the chat. Hello, Mikey. Hello. I know Mikey May. Mikey May is a very, very talented singer, songwriter, guitarist and performer. Performing artiste, but musical theatre artiste. Probably currently involved in some sort of musical theatre type production somewhere around the world. So yes, good evening to you, Mikey. Hang on. It does resonate. Thank you, my darling. You gave birth 5 times for your sins. Did you? Depends what your sins were. Sins according to whom? Exactly. Are we talking Slimming World sins or... Oh, you're going through family drama. My darling, there is sometimes nothing worse than family drama, because in our heads, many of us have this stupid idea given to us by Sunday afternoon television. Do you know what I mean? You know those films on a Sunday afternoon where they've got the perfect family, and normally at least one of the lead characters is a blonde girl of mid-20s, mid to late 20s, normally white, normally blonde, normally vaguely middle class, or at least she's got, you know, doesn't really have to worry too much, and she's got parents that totally love her and support her, possibly a couple of younger siblings, and they all get together around Christmas time, and they all give each other, they all have the matching woolly jumpers on, and it's all lovely, right? Thanks to thanks to movies and films, which is the same thing, and television series and all that nonsense, that's what a lot of us think families are. Whereas actually families are a group of people that have nothing in common apart from the fact that a generation or 2 ago, 2 other random people had sex. That's what they've got in common. That's what families are, right? Our family of choice, that is different. right? The family we choose, the family of choice rather than the family by blood. So I happen to share DNA with someone. That doesn't mean that person's going to be in my life, right? I don't happen to share DNA with the majority of the people in my life that I call family. In fact, I would say all bar 3 people in my life are family that are not in any way, shape or form DNA connected. Apart from Melinda Brown, who's on here, who's to this day, and probably until we both do a DNA test, is convinced that we are somehow separated at birth, long lost cousins. Even though we're separated by thousands of miles, but possibly. Lots of whom's, not that I cared. There's only one son now, but a good number of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Okay. Evening, Ellis. Good evening, all. I hope all our UK folks are doing okay, considering everything at the moment. We are all doing fantastic. Everybody's eating chocky eggs, apparently. Only a sin if you're not married. I like the Slimming World sins because it's spelled with a Y and it's for synergy or something. I don't know what it is. You did your duties. What? Yeah, probably. Hi, Ellis. I no longer believe in marriage. You no longer believe in marriage, so it's not a sin for you. No, well, that's good. That's good. You don't have to believe in marriage. Hang on. Those days. Hang on. It keeps jumping up. Past is gone. Future isn't promised. Present is a gift. That's very true. Sort of. No such thing as a perfect family. Never has been, never will be. There is a perfect family. It's called The Simpsons, where they never change. Or the Addams Family, yeah. The Munsters. No, I prefer the Munsters. I love the Munsters. I love how the Munsters believe that they are 100% normal, even though... Well, they are really, aren't they? They are the normal ones. Yeah, exactly. What the hell is normal? Your friends are much more family to you than your blood family. Exactly. Blood. Listen, we can all be related to someone. That doesn't mean a single thing. Being related to someone just means other people had sex. That's all it means. Oh, this is my brother. Okay, that just means the 2 people that had sex to form you also had sex a second time at least. That's all it means. This is my second cousin. Okay, that means your great-grandma and great-granddad had sex, and then they had at least 2 kids, and then one of those kids had this family line, and the other kid had that family line, and then they had children, and then you had children, so your second... What? Nonsense. Anyway... how is Rufus? Rufus is doing very well. If you had been here 20 minutes ago, he popped in and went, hello. Chocky eggs and raspberry. Ugh, not together. I mean, white chocolate eggs and raspberry vodka. Now that sounds nice. We're going to get some of that Green and Black's white chocolate, and I'm going to grate it on top of my soya yogurt. Just a little bit of shavings. You know, when it goes all curly like that. I think that would be lovely. That would be delicious. That would be lovely. We are family regardless of DNA. We are family. I've got DNA with other people. Don't know. You don't have chucky eggs. You don't have chucky eggs, but you do have a night out to look forward to in a few hours. Ooh, where are you going, Ellis? Somewhere nice? Are you going with someone nice? Have a lovely night. Have a great night, Ellis. Yeah. Let us know if you get up to no good or something. Anyway, shall we have Dancing Lady? We are family. Trying to make sure YouTube doesn't demonetize me by singing all in the same key or off key or something. My key. No, not anymore. Not anymore. I used to. I am very out of practice now, but thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Shall we have, before I get all embarrassed and everything, shall we have another round? Shall we? I think we should. So then let's go ahead. There are two ways to get your reading done on this here channel. The first way is to send it through as a super chat. You can go ahead and do the doodah thing. Hang on. Hold on. Stop. You're off to a 2000s emo anthems night. Where is this? I mean, I'm too old and too poorly now. My health is too bad. A 2000s emo anthems night. Is it a one-off or are they doing lots? Because if they're doing lots, if I've got enough time in advance that I can spare some spoons and build up a bit of a spoon safety net, I can come along at least for a couple of drinks. Oh my gosh. I was literally talking to someone the other week about I really miss the Wendy House in Leeds, which was a goth stroke emo stroke night in the 2000s. So this sounds bloody amazing. Anyway, back to work mode rather than me getting all excited about a potential night out that I'm not actually going in. So go ahead and send your super chat of any amount at all to get the guarantee you in the next available slot. So you'll get the next available reading. If you want a 6 or 7 card reading, you can do so by sending a super chat of at least 8 Great British pounds or 10 US dollars, the equivalent of, or more. And of course, don't forget the other way to get a reading is to, come on, oh, flaming heck. The other way to get a reading is to go ahead and pop it into the live chat, starting with the word question. One of those will get selected at random. So either way, the choice is yours. Do one of those two things. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Where are we going for this one? Shall we go back to New York? I think we need to go back to New York. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Indeed, just ask one of our lovely mods. So then, let me just have a look. Robina, your name has been selected and sent to me by the Keeper of the Questions. What? Does the chef wearing a cap with a moustache, oh, and beard have a crush on me? Do you know what? My brain is so Swiss cheesed, right? The very first thing that I thought of, cap and moustache, my head went to, oh, a Mario brother, because they were famously chefs, weren't they? But we're definitely poor brain, we're definitely going to have a look at it. Let me know as well if you can hear the music in the background. I don't know whether it's coming from the people that side or whether it's the neighbors over there that are they were having a barbecue, but there was just like 2 people in the garden. But there's now extremely loud music playing, and I don't know which side it is. Either way, it's bloody annoying. Anyway, we will have a look. So, does the chef wearing a cap with moustache and beard have a crush on you? Ah, I've got it. What you mean is the chef has a moustache and beard and wears a cap. Not that they wear a cap with a moustache and beard on. That makes more sense. Right then, we'll have a look for you, my darling. As always, we're going to go ahead and cleanse the working space by ringing the bell. And we'll bring in Wispy, the ever lovely air dragon. By the way, I haven't put it in the chat today, have I? If you want to know... Oh, why didn't that work? If you want to know all about my air dragon, my lovely Wispy, you can do so by popping along to the podcast episode. There we are. It's in the chat now. And there's a whole episode about my dragons, what they are, how they were created, who Wispy is, what Wispy is, all of that malarkey. That is all on that podcast episode. We are going to be doing some more podcasts soon, so do keep an eye out for those. Right then. So, Robina, let's have a look. Right, Wispy, what do we think? Are we stopping? I think we might be doing one more shuff. There we go. That was the last shuff. And let's do the do. So, does the chef wearing a cap with a moustache and beard have a crush on you? I tell you what we'll do then. We will look at... Let's have a look. You relationships and your partner, maybe. No, I tell you what, we'll do the current situation. Okay, from Wispy, from the perspective of the chef with the moustache and beard, right? The current situation. If there's an obstacle, and how they both can overcome that obstacle. Okay, so then from the chef's perspective, the situation. Oh, hell yeah, hell to the yes, hell to the yes. Do I have some? Oh, I do. Oh my, kissy 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 kissy. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of yes. There is a very strong kissy kissy connection here. A very strong kissy kissy connection. We have the lovers, right? Normally, in this deck, this card does not normally mean the lovers as in kissy kissy other things, right? Doesn't normally mean that. Doesn't normally mean that. Normally means connecting with one's shadow self, looking inside, looking at our own sort of needs and learning to love ourselves and all of that stuff. But with this type of question, the situation is, yes, I do believe the chef does have a bit of a kissy kissy crush. So then, what is the obstacle from chef's kissy kissy? Okay. Chef has life issues. There is life issues happening with the chef. So, the Five of Swords. Swords is trouble and strife. Hardships, hardships, hurdles, and obstacles. I know, right? Put my teeth back in. So there are some issues that the chef is or has gone through. I would say more likely has gone through in terms of previous relationships. So whether there's an ex that's still sticking around, whether there might be a child in the mix, whether there might be, I'm again, these are just examples, but there is something here that is a little bit unfinished, because the five is literally getting to that midway point through a situation and starting to look around, look in the front, look to the front, look to the past. So what's happening next week? What's happening last week? Well, this happened this time. This happened last time. All of that insecurity and all of that sort of navel gazing, I guess, you know, that point of, you know, where you can't actually move forward because you're too busy thinking about all the things that might go wrong, and if I do this and I do that and I do the other, but then if I don't do this then that happens, but if I do that then this other thing might happen. It's all of that build up. Okay, so that's the obstacle. The chef is too much in their head, right? Too much in their head about it all, plus probably has some actual real life stuff going on that they need to sort out. How do we overcome the issue? Ooh, the King of Swords. So, okay, bearing in mind kings can be any gender, so this could mean that this might be you coming in and shouting with a megaphone, or it could be that the chef has to come in and shout with a megaphone. Either way, the King of Swords has to basically own the issue. Whatever the issues are, the king has to own it and basically take responsibility and find a way forward. So this isn't down to you saying, okay, well, you know, you've got a difficult relationship with an ex, or, you know, there's the like baby mama's in the picture and I understand blah blah blah. This isn't about you doing that. This is about basically saying, the ball's in your court, chef. The ball is in your court. The salmon is in your frying pan. Do you know what I mean? The beef is in your oven, my friend. The steak is on your grill. Do you know what I mean? This is you basically saying to the chef, look, if you have an interest, if you do have an interest, I am possibly up for it, but you need to clear this shit out first. I'm not about this. I'm not going to get in the middle of something. I'm not going to get stuck in something. I'm not going to get pulled into something. I'm not going to get, I'm not coming into your drama. You need to deal with this, is what you say to the chef. And then as long as the chef takes responsibility and owns the issue, it can move forward. I hope that makes sense. Whisper, I'm going to pull one more card, right? Advice for Rabina in this situation. Assuming that Rabina does actually want a romantic connection with the chef. Okay, so how can Rabina move forward as well? Ooh, Nine of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Ooh. Right. Pentacles is growth. 9 is full. So there's a lot of growth energy here, but be careful because there is a certain potential for this to be famine or feast, right? This card is a famine or feast card. Look, we've got all of the food. There's massive, not bouquet, buffet of food all laid out, this banquet laid out in front of us, and yet our plate is empty. Our cups and glasses are empty. Our cutlery has not been touched. Somebody's been eating. This food is not untouched. Stuff is carved. There is stuff on the floor. You know what I mean? Someone's eating, but it's not going on our plate. This is famine or feast. When it's this way round, my darling, it's like, look, I would not at all in any way, shape or form, right? Do not put up with scraps from someone else's table, right? This person's a chef. You should get a full 3-course meal. You shouldn't get the scraps from someone else's relationships, the leftovers. That is not what you deserve, okay? You deserve the full 3 or 4-course meal with all the trimmings, all of the, matching wine for every course, all of that. You deserve all of that, my darling. You do not deserve the leftovers off someone else's plate, if you get what I'm trying to say. I hope that helps. I really, really do. Thank you very much for your question. And I wish you the very best, Rabina. I really do, my darling. But thank you for your question, my love. And I hope it helps. Right then, let me have a look. Let me have a look. Good evening, Jessica90. Good evening to Nanette. It's 28.889 degrees. What is? But it's getting hotter in the US. Yes, it will be. Oh, you went walking in the afternoon. Oh, wow. Ellis, you've worked as a professional chef and your well-informed advice would be don't date a chef. But that means then that nobody would be dating you, my love, and you're a lovely human being personage type thing. Like, you're a lovely person. So why would you not? But that means that people shouldn't be dating you because you were a professional chef. Do you know what I mean? But why can't my chat go up and backwards? There we go. What? Make what? Make what? Oh, you can't hear the music at the moment. That's good. It's really annoying. Emo Fest. Oh my god. I don't know where Key Club is. I'm so old. Emo Fest sounds amazing. Emo Fest sounds amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing. I want to go. I know, right? You'll have you're married, but you're happy with your extra large portions. I'm saying nothing, Robina. I am saying nothing. Okay. Do you do your own tarot? I do sometimes, Mikey. I do sometimes. It depends on what I'm wanting to know. It depends on how in-depth a reading I need. I quite often do them when I'm working on a new spread or when I'm working with a new deck. I'll always read for myself then. So yeah, I do. the doodah. I do the doodah with the doo-doo, yes. So, no, I do that thing. I'm stuck now on doodah, doodah day. The do ron, the do ron. Right, that's it now. End my brain. Yes. What's happening later, Nanette? What is happening later, my darling? Sarah, I started to watch your video. I need to go back into it because I did fall asleep, but it was at like 4 a.m. this morning or something. So I will go back in and finish. And when I've read it, when I've seen it, I will comment. But I don't know whether if anyone notices what's on my lovely goddess figure. Anywho. Right. What's happening later, Nanette? Why is Sarah cheering you on later? Are you doing a quiz? Are you doing a quiz? Are you doing a contest? Are you in the Olympics? What are you doing? What are we cheering you on for? Let us know in the chat so we can all cheer you on. Yay, go Nanette, run that race. Run really fast, don't fall on your face. Is that what you do? Is that what it is? I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, I hope you do really well. And I'll be cheering you on. Like, hang on, like this. Yay! Go Nanette! Yay! Anyway, should we have some more tarot? It's been one of those days today. You can see my mouth just does not want to work. You'll do well. Sarah's convinced you're the one that's going to win. I don't know what you're going to win because nobody is answering me, but you'll do really well. Oh, what? Your friend is doing trivia on his channel and you and his son are going to be the contestants on it tonight in about 3 hours time. You'll have to send us through what the channel is called, my darling, and we'll see if we can go and have a look. She is pretty. Isn't she just? I thought it was a very nice one of those. Anywho, shall we have another tarot reading? I think we should have another tarot reading. Do you think we need another tarot reading? I think we probably should do. Yes, let's. Once again, the round is open. Please do go ahead. Oh, a horror quiz. Oh, now I definitely want to watch. You know me and my love of horror. Absolutely. Oh, Flower Beauty's here. Good evening, Flower Beauty. And Grace. Good evening, Grace. I didn't see you in the chat. Sorry. Sometimes, especially on this, it's a little bit difficult for me to scroll back up in the chat. So good evening to you both. Right then, it is time. Please do go ahead, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question if you want one selected at random. If you want to guarantee that your reading is up next, you can do so by sending it through in the form of a super chat. Do one of those two things. You've got about 30 seconds, as we always say, so please do one of those two lovely things, and yeah, you got about 30 seconds.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on join for more information. Thank you to all our members.
Indeed, huge thank you to all of our members. The membership rate, by the way, all of the benefits from membership will be at the $2.99 rate from here on in. The top rate, the £5 a month rate, you'll get exactly the same perks, but that's just for people that want to support the channel with an extra £2. Don't forget, as always, any money that comes in on the YouTube, once YouTube takes its 30%, whatever's left, 10% goes to the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals here in the UK, which is a hospital type vet type thing for animals and for people whose animals need veterinary care that would otherwise be too expensive. They also take in stray animals. If somebody's hit a cat or a dog on the motorway or on the road, PDSA will take those animals in. So it's a really amazing charity that help with poorly animals. And we also donate another 10% to a local or the local homeless shelter here in Leeds called St George's Crypt. So then, just before I do the next reading, I do want to promote something, right? I want to promote a little thing that I am doing, because I've kind of talked about it, and I wonder if you can tell what it might be. I've been working on some things for the last few months, and everything is launching in 1 week's time. Indeed. It's going to be going live exclusively on the 27th at 7 p.m. So if you would like to help support myself, again, any of the money that we make, 10% automatically goes to the PDSA, because eBay do that, and that's where they're going to be sold on. So which is awesome. So yay. Right then. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Sorry, I've just been drinking this new energy drink thing. It's incredibly gassy. Virtue, it's called. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Grace, the keeper of the questions, has selected you, my darling. May you know what the person in your mind feels about you. We'll certainly see what the cards have to say, my love. So yes, let's do that. Right then, so for Grace, we are cleansing the space. If anybody's new here and you're wondering why we cleanse the space with a bell, it's because the vibrations are gentle but effective, and it cleanses the auric energy, if you like. I then bring in Wispy, who is my air elemental dragon, helps connect me to the Akashic records, which is where the tarot bits come from for me. So yeah, let's have a look. Here we go. There we go. So then, let's have a look. So, Wispy, Grace needs to know what the person in their mind feels about Grace. Okay, what does the person that Grace is thinking about feel about them? That's what we need to know, my darling. That is what we need to know. Let's have a look. I tell you what, again, we will go. No, I tell you what, we're gonna do the standard. So where you are, okay. No, where the person that you're thinking about is, right? In other words, where they are in their life, not physically. It's not going to say they're in Lowestoft. Do you know what I mean? Right? But where they are in relation to you in terms of your journeys, right? And then we'll look at what you need to know, and then we will look at future opportunities. Does that make sense, my darling? I hope it does. So then here we go. So where the person you're thinking about is, oh, the Queen of Cups. Cups are all about emotion. I mean, tell me that this doesn't look like an olive skinned version of me. Look at this. Look at this. I know, right? Queen of Cups. Cups is your emotional side. Queens are the nurturing characters in the tarot deck. This person has got a scrying water bowl. They've got tarot with them, crystals, runes. They're wearing their heart on their sleeve, both literally and figuratively, and they've got all of these crystals and things hanging above their head. Well, if you could see this room, you know, and they're also wearing what appears to be pink, not New Rocks, what they call Dr. Martin boots, which I also own. So just saying. But the Queen of Cups, queens are the nurturing element of the deck. Queens are the people in the tarot deck who are looking after their people. The fact that this is the nurturing character within the emotional suit is really, really good. This basically, whoever this person is, they absolutely have a warm emotional connection to you. Whether that warm emotional connection is in terms of a physical adulty relationship, or whether it's more in terms of a deep fundamental friendship and a deep fundamental sort of trust relationship is not clear just as yet. But there is a really strong, this person wants you to be happy, this person wants to see you do well, this person is in your corner. Depending on how you know them and who this is, that might make sense. In terms of if this is a person that you may or may not be wanting a relationship with, they are definitely in your corner. Take that for whatever that means. The fact that it's the Queen of Cups, this is also very similar to elements of the Empress, and the Empress is my favorite card. So this is that that caring, supportive, partnery type energy. In terms of what you need to know, we've got the Hanged One. Now, the Hanged One, don't be alarmed. The Hanged One is all about sacrifice, okay, and waiting for the right time. In a standard tarot deck, this would look like a character that is hanging by their feet on a tree or on a pillar. It's directly related to sorry, my brain just went completely blank for a second. Directly related to Odin hanging on the Yggdrasil, waiting the knowledge of the runes. Okay, so this is literally talking about somebody who is sacrificing their own needs in the short term for the good of others, right? So if that is the connection, this is what you need to know. So for whatever reason, this person may or may not be communicating that connection with you. They may or may not be saying to you, probably not, that they have this emotional resonance with you, right? Because they are almost, I don't know how to put it. It's almost like they're supporting you from afar, right? They are doing their best by you without ever saying, oh, by the way, I'm in love with you, or by the way, I hate you, or by the way, you know, I'm your mother, or by the way, I'm your great auntie Maud, or whatever the hell it might be, right? They're doing it from afar to actually I guess keep you, why do I want to say keep you from harm, but I don't think that it doesn't come across as the way it's meant. They're positive love vibes in that way, right? But they are sacrificing, they are staying away for some particular reason, and they are holding on to whatever this connection is until the time is right. Okay, it's all about timing with this, with the Hanged One card, because it's all about when the time is right, they will stop that self-sacrificing and move forward, if that makes sense. And then in the future opportunity, the Ten of Pentacles again. Now that's an interesting card because it does talk about growth, because Pentacles is also related to growth, but it also talks about money. It talks about a strong financial element which perhaps overflows. I don't know if this person, if this is like, the first thing when this card came up, right, when this card came up, comma, right, not upright, it is an upright card, but when this card came up, the first thing that jumped into my head was, oh, that's going to be an inheritance. I've got no idea why. But this card is giving that sort of familial, maternally kind of that sort of nurturing vibe, if that makes sense, right? Queens are often seen as the mother figures in the deck. Doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a woman, doesn't necessarily mean that this person is a mother or your mother, but it gives that caring, nurturing element, right? So I think I don't know if this person is trying to help you financially or trying to help you out in the longer term financially. It almost feels like you're remembered in their will, very kindly remembered in their will. Does that make sense? It's like that. And normally I say when the tens are overflowing, and quite often I talk about pentacles as being that growth element, looking at the elemental energy, but this is financial. This is about a safety net of some kind, or it could be, why have I got Tim Curry and a house? What? Wispy, why have you just given me the image of Tim Curry in a mix between Rocky Horror and Cluedo, that sort of vintage Tim Curry, and a house? It's almost like Tim Curry is a long lost relative who's leaving you a house. Why Tim Curry? That is very bizarre, Wispy. I've got no idea. If Tim Curry means something to you, go with it. I've gotten, apart from liking the actor and liking the majority of the work that they've done, it doesn't connect with anybody in my family. And I don't think, has there ever been a film where Tim Curry is like an old uncle? Hold on, hang on. He was in The Addams Family, the third one. I don't know. But yeah, if Tim Curry connects you with something, then there you go. But anyway, how they feel about you, there is a warm, loving connection. There is an element of sacrifice that they are stepping aside, awaiting their time. So it could be, if this is a familial link, it could be that there might have been a disagreement, or there's some reason for some emotional distance or some physical distance or something there. But this person is sort of separate, and I don't know whether they are perhaps also like somehow doing some sort of divinationary tools or anything. I don't know whether that's a stronger connection, but they are deeply connected. They are keeping themselves away because it's the way of, it's almost like, it really does feel like a black sheep of the family type uncle, you know, like in oh god, what was it called, the Crown on Netflix? It was the Queen's uncle, was that King Edward or something, who abdicated with the American woman. I don't know. I don't really give a toss. Once Diana died, I lost all interest in the royals. But there's something like that. Like there's a weird connection there, but they're out of the picture, but they're still looking after you. And for some reason, this is absolutely giving a financial uplift in some way. I don't know if that makes sense, my darling, but I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I'm not gonna, I literally could not go into it anymore, but that is definitely what it feels like. I hope that helps. Thank you very much. Culture Envy donated $5 through Super Chat. Thank you, Culture Envy. Let me have a look. Hello, I was wondering if I may have a general reading, please. Absolutely, Culture Envy, you are next up, my darling. You are going to be the very next person on that there list. Grace, he's someone from your past who you lost contact with but deeply care about him. Ooh, maybe it is a relative then. Whoever it is, they think about you in a really nice, warm kind of way. He lives in another country. Thank you, Patricia. That is awesome. That is awesome. I got this distance thing. I think I might have even said physical distance. I'm not sure. Oh, no problem. You're back, Sarah. That's good, my darling. Yeah, well, whatever the connection is, it does feel as if that person is still deeply connected with you. It really does, Grace. It feels like that person is somehow, I don't want to say keeping tabs on you. That makes it sound like stalkerish and a bit scary, but they are somehow in your life in some sort of way, or preparing to be in your life in the future. I hope that helps. Right then, so culture envy. Let's have a look, my darling. Let's have a look. Right then, I'm going to go straight into your reading, actually, culture envy. I do need to shift position though a second, so maybe what have I not played? I'll tell you what, I'm going to hit this button. I'll be back in exactly 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. I just need to shift and move my chair.
Lisa is such a better.
No. That was like 3 different videos playing at once. Right, this I think is what I mean.
Lisa is such a good tarot reader. I've experienced that for myself because Lisa's read for me quite a few times. But as a mod on her channel, I've also seen loads of times when people have said things like, oh yeah, that really resonates, or that's exactly it, you've hit the nail on the head. And because she doesn't sugarcoat, she just tells it like it is. It can really be quite an emotional and cathartic experience because they're not just being told what they want to hear, they're being told, as she says it, what you need to know. So I definitely recommend her. It's a really good idea to sign up for one of her memberships because they're such good value. You can be part of private live streams that take place before the main ones. And then you're in a much smaller group of people, so you're not competing with all these other people to get a reading. And it's also just a chance to chat with other like-minded people who have that kind of spirituality.
Yes, indeed. Thank you ever so much for that, Holland. Dormouse has had to nip off. Okay, Dormouse, look after yourself, my darling. If we don't see you on Tuesday, have a good week. And yeah, I hope you are doing better soon. I've just had to raise my chair up and everything. My back is now beginning to really hurt me. Like screaming abdabs. Screaming, it's really starting to get painful, but we've only got 20 minutes left, so I will persevere through. I don't know what the phrase is. I will muddle through. There's another word I'm looking for, I can't remember. I'll grin and bear it. There you go, that would do. Right then, so culture envy, a general reading for you, my darling. Absolutely, we can do that. So then, I definitely need to get my standy-uppy desk done and sorted out in the next couple of weeks, so that if my back is going, at least I've got the option to raise it up while I play a video and then stand to do a couple of readings and then put it back down while I play a video. Do you know what I mean? At least I've got the option. Anyway, right then, so we're going to cleanse as always. I know, right? I've been talking about this desk. I bought it in November of last year in the Prime sale, and it's still sat in the corridor waiting for me in the hallway waiting for me to put it together. Anyway, right then, so Wispy, culture envy, culture not vulture, would like to know if they can have a general reading. So we want a general reading, please, for culture envy, culture not vulture. Ooh, that was multiple cards falling. I thought that was going to be our first clarifying or modifying card of the night, but it isn't. It was just a single. It was just a bad shuffle, basically. A clarifying card is when we get a single card that either turns over as I'm shuffling or jumps out of the deck, like a salmon jumping upstream. Yep. They swim upstream. That is the actor. In fact, if you don't know what that word is an actual word. Salmon people know about this because to swim is when a salmon jumps upstream. It swims upstream. It's called a sweam. So when it's mating season, the salmon swim and jump over the rocks up to the next bit. That's called swimming. It is. I know, right? Ask David Attenborough if you don't believe me. If you haven't got his phone number, well, then you just can't text him, can you? You've just got to take my word for it. Swim. Honestly, I am a fully paid up member of the Salmon Club of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And so us salmoners, as we call ourselves, we are very good with knowing all about the swim. Honestly, yes. It's not just me mixing up my words. Piss pronunciation and all of that. Right then, so Wispy, a general reading for Culture Envy. What am I saying? I haven't even got the excuse that the painkillers are kicking in because I haven't taken any. Right, that's probably why. Right then, so a general reading for Culture Envy. Let's have a look. So where you are right now, my darling. Ooh. You're having to start something over. You don't like it. Now this project, so the aces are all about new beginnings, new starts, new projects. The wands is all about your self-confidence. But this is saying something has happened, right? And you are having to start over. You are having to start again. Start again. White wedding. But yeah, you are having to start over with something, and it's not something that you wanted to do. This is because it's reversed. It's like it's like having to retread some steps. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like if you've got a new job and you're having to redo all the training, but yet you wrote the training guide for this same or a very similar position in your last job, but because you need to sign off to say that you've had this training, blah blah blah, for the company policies, even though you know it, even though you could train on the training, you still have to sit there and go through it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like something like that. Whatever this is, whatever this new building yourself back up or repairing your confidence because it's been knocked, it's like this isn't the first time you're having to do this. This is something where you're like, oh my god, eye roll. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, sold the t-shirt on eBay, got enough money, bought another t-shirt. And that's the issue with this, right? It doesn't mean it's not going to go well, because it probably will. It's just not something that you envisage doing right now. In terms of what you need to know, we've got the Eight of Swords again reversed. This is whatever's happened recently. You've had your blindfold lifted, and it's not been in a good way. There is something here, Culture Envy, where it's almost like the absolute world has been, like, the blindfold has been lifted, right? And you're like, oh, look at this, I can see clearly now. But it's happening in a way that just leaves you with more questions, because the Eight of Swords is all about blindfolds coming undone, truth being revealed, and in this case the bindings being removed. If it was this way up, it would be one of the few swords cards that's actually quite positive, because it would be saying, look, now you can see clearer, now you've got an actual view on what's happening. You can actually see the facts around you. You can see what is actually going on. This is a really positive thing. Look at this, isn't this great? However, because it's reversed, it's almost like whatever you've had to start over with, this led that, right? So it's like the truth got revealed, and then because that truth got revealed, now you're having to start over. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, great, that's really nice, thank you for that. Now I've got to go and get a new job, or I've got to go and take some more training because yay. Do you know what I mean? And it's like whatever the whatever's been revealed, whatever. I keep saying revealed. I don't think it's like hidden secrets. I don't think it's that. It's almost like you were. It's almost like you were led along. Does that make sense? Like you're led along. Things have gone a certain way. Things have gone a certain down a certain road, and it's got to that point where, oh, actually, now things are changing. Now things are being moved, and once that happens, how can I put this? The cat's out the bag, right? The genie's out the bottle, the shit's out the horse. Once it's out, it can't go back in, right? And once that happened, then you had no choice but to start over. Does that make sense? I'm trying to get exactly what it is, but I'll tell you what, let's do the third card. The Knight of Cups. So this is the future opposite. Right, okay, future opportunity. Whatever this is, it's going to go well for you, but don't be too hasty. Don't be too quick. Don't be too reactive, right? This is a good time to be responsive, not reactive. The difference being, when you respond, you take a little time to process. When you react, it's an instantaneous thing, right? So whatever this is, whatever's going on with you at the moment, for whatever reason you started over, it's actually going to go in your favor. It might not feel it right now, right? It might feel pretty terrible right now. It might feel pretty crap that you're having to start over. It feels like a kick in the teeth. It feels like you've been knocked down a peg or two. It's actually in your favor. You just need to, right? This Knight of Cups, you need to just go with the flow and kind of let it be its thing, right? Don't fight the system with this card. Right? Do not fight this particular system, because you will come off. And the thing about the knights, they're very quick to go off at the handle, right? They're very quick. If you think about the Knights of the Round Table, I always say King Arthur's going, right, we're going to go searching for the Holy Grail. Great, say the knights. Off they go, en masse, jump on their horses, in their suits of armour. Off they go. Nobody knows what the hell a Holy Grail is. Oh, it's a cup. Okay. Something it's got two handles, something it's got one, something it's got jewels on, something it hasn't. Nobody knows, because there is no description. So they all go off searching for something. They've got no idea what it is. This is that night energy, right? Don't allow that night energy to get carried away. If you can rein that in, you're going to be absolutely fine with whatever this new start is. It will feel like you're starting over. It will feel like you're treading old milk. No, retreading old ground. It will feel like that. Just go with it. Just go through the motions until you get to the position where you are able to actually bring yourself to this. If it's a new job, if it's a new hobby, if it's a new project of some kind, whatever it is, once you are able to put yourself into it and fully kind of invest yourself in it, that's when you'll start. It will really start paying off for you in terms of your comfort, your fit, in terms of how you are, right? Does that make sense? In terms of how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your, I'm guessing, work. I keep saying work, so I'm guessing work. If it isn't, then it's something else that's quite fundamental. So it would be like maybe some sort of hobby or some sort of task that you're doing only for you. Does that make sense? I hope that does help. Listen, whatever it is, right? Whatever this new start is and whatever's caused it, it absolutely feels like you're in the if you can get over the short term where it's going to feel almost like torture, once you're in doing, you'll be fine, right? Thank you, Wispy. It's like you have to make, if you want access to the kiln so you can go and make some weird and wonderful sculptures, you have to show the pottery teacher that you can make a plate, a cup and a vase. Do you know what I mean? It's that, right? You want to do this really cool, elaborate, three-dimensional artwork that's all like shapes and weird connections, and yet to get access to the kiln, it's like, prove you can make a plate, prove you can make a cup, and prove that you can make a vase in this particular fashion. Here you go. It's glazed, it's done, it's heated. Do you know what I mean? It's all of that. I'm going to pull you 1/4 card. Wispy, I want this card to be longer term prediction of where Culture Vulture is going. Okay, Page of Cups. It's going to go well. You're going to feel like it's going to fill you with childlike wonder, right? You're going to feel like this is fun. This is fulfilling something in you. And it isn't going to feel like, now I'm not sure if it is work, because it's going to feel fun, and it's going to feel like it's giving you that emotional boost that you need, right? So what started off in a dark place is actually going to be beneficial. It really, really is for you. I don't know if it's going to be, excuse me, what time are we on? 9 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be beneficial in terms of paydays, in terms of finances, because there's no Pentacles card here, but which is why it might not be a job, it might be a hobby, but whatever it is, you're going to feel happier and more at peace and just joyous about restarting whatever this is. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Listen, it's going to turn out really well. That you've got the Knight energy, which is a little bit argumentative, a little bit prickly, but that Page energy, that is the childlike wonder, that is the childlike essence of really enjoying what you're doing and finding it fulfilling and uplifting. Just don't put there you go, don't put a fish or a octopus inside a balloon, because it won't actually float. I don't know whether you know this. You have to have helium gas to make it float. Water and a fish will not actually float if they're in a balloon. Anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. I really, 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 really do. Let me have a look at the chat. Thank you very much for your super chat as well, my darling. Don't forget, everybody that super chats or sends super thanks or becomes a member, 10% of any money that we make on this channel, once YouTube takes its 30% off the top, whatever's left, 10% goes to the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, the Children's Hospital here in the UK. No, it's not. The Animal Hospital here in the UK. And another 10% we donate to the local Leeds homeless shelter. It's called St George's Crypt. And yeah, so we donate 10% of it to there as well. All right then, let me do the do. Oh God, hang on. There's lots of comments. Oh, hang on. Come on, go back. Thank you. Right, let me have a look. Agoraphobe. Ooh. Oh, okay. He's starting over at a new job. Interesting. Oh, I didn't know this. The word salmon is Latin for leaper, which is what the Romans called them, because they knew all about how salmon swim. They knew all about swimming. Agoraphobia. Oh, that's really interesting. Right, so it's a new job. Hang on. Yay, thank you very much, Holland. I have hit a link to that, and I will hit the subs. Oh my God, hang on, things are happening. Stop. There we go. Right, I have subbed to that channel, so I will go and have a look at it later. Oh, where are we? Where is my comments buttons? There we go. Come on, Culture Envy. Now you can see how people have been conspiring to make you quit. I don't know why they would have that attitude towards you, so it took forever for you to realise it. Good to know you shouldn't fight. Nope, don't fight. Whatever's happening, if you've got this brand new job, my darling, go with... What have I just done to my hair? Go with it for this new job. It feels like this is what's supposed to happen, right? It really does. It feels like this is where you're supposed to be. It's supposed to happen. So yeah, I hope that helps. Just go with it. You're gonna listen. It might feel awful to start with, but eventually you're gonna find your feet. Absolutely find your feet. It's going to be a blessing in disguise. It really will. If you get the film and they're watching, you can watch along. It's fab. I've been doing it with them. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you're all making connections. Yay. Oh, no problem, my darling. No problem. I think you'll be absolutely fine, Culture, not Vulture. You'll be really, really good. Oh, don't worry, Nanette. You'll be fine, my darling. Listen, you know so much about horror. You'll be absolutely grand. It was in 2.5 hours. What time is that here in the UK? 11:30. Oh, I might still be up. If I am, I will certainly pop in and have a wee look-see. So then, everybody, it is now just getting on for 9 o'clock UK time, and unfortunately that means that there is no more time for tarot readings this evening. But if you do have a look in my description box, there is a link there to the what's it called, my Fiverr gig, so you can always go and have a look there on Fiverr, and hopefully you'll be able to then see hopefully you can then go to Fiverr and book a tarot reading, is what I'm trying to say, if you want a private reading. You can also, don't forget, join me on Tuesday evening. I'm back in 2 days time. Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. We'll be doing this all over again for another 2 hours. And don't forget, next Sunday evening at 6 p.m. we will also be doing another members only live stream. We do that each and every Friday evening from 6 till 7, just before... No, we don't. Each and every Sunday evening between 6 and 7 p.m. UK time. I know, right? I am complete. Do you know what it is? I need a wee. So that's why my brain is now going, hurry up, Lisa, get through this, you need a wee. But that is 7 p.m. UK time. We go live for everybody. 6 p.m. UK time on a Sunday evening, we go live for the members only. And you know what else happens? Quite often I will throw in random members only live streams on a Friday evening. We had one this week. It's called the Friday Night Natter, and yeah, that is literally what we do. We talk about nonsense. Everything and anything gets discussed on a Friday Night Natter, and it's just for the members. So if you want to know what happens in those streams, you will have to become a member. You can do so by clicking on the little note icon, the banknote, not the singing note. You can click on that and you can join for $2.99 a month. The $2.99 level will get you all of the perks. If you do want to help the channel out just a little bit more, you can do so by donating at the £5 a month level. But that is going to be it from me today, everybody. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me. Huge, massive, extremely chocolate filled, Easter hot cross bun filled. By the way, if you're in the UK, did you know that a certain supermarket, which may or may not be M&S, did hot cross buns that had chocolatey Easter eggy type things inside them, and you warmed them up, and they were gooey chocky eggs inside of a hot cross bun. A little bit bonkers if you ask me. But anyway, I hope everybody has a really lovely Easter if you are celebrating. Don't forget, tomorrow is Monday, Easter Monday. Was today resurrection or was that tomorrow? I can't remember. But if you are celebrating the Easter festivities type thing, then have a lovely Easter, have a lovely doodah. And if you aren't celebrating, but you've just got yourself some chocky eggs cheap in the sale because they'll all be on sale tomorrow, then hurrah, don't overeat them. Remember, some of us poor slimming welders, we not only can we not have hot cross buns filled with chocolate eggs, we also can't have the hot cross bun or the chocky egg. So tomorrow I'll be making myself a poached egg. It's not really the same thing, is it? I know. Don't you feel sorry for me? Don't you feel sorry for me? Don't feel sorry for me because I have lost 3 stone in the last 6 months. I am doing great guns. So yay. Don't feel sorry for me. I am loving it. And I will see you all very, very soon. I don't even know what I'm saying now, except I need a wee. So I will see you all very soon. As we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. I am back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. If you haven't already, do the YouTubey things. Hit that like button. And of course, hit that subscribe button and then ding your bell so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I go live. And I will see you all very soon. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely week. And I will see you on the next one. Oh, I haven't got ready yet, have I? I wasn't ready. I'll see you next time. I'm still not ready. Where's my button? Where's me thingy? Oh no, this looks horrible. Here we go. Bye!
So, apparently I'm a witch.
'Cause she's a witch.
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch.
I'm a witch.
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back.